Hello everyone, I am Miss Carlos and today I'll be teaching you about the water cycle and I'll be drawing it out for you. So I'll be creating a new sketch right here. Alright, let's get started. Let me zoom out. Alright, since it's the water cycle, let us start off with some water. So let me change this. Okay, let's start off with some water and let me go to a paintbrush. So here we go. Start off with, oh, that's not a paintbrush. Hold on. I apologize. Let's go with this. Nope. Okay. Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go. Yes, there you go. Sorry, I thought I had it set. So, okay, let's start off with the ocean. There we go. Beautiful waves. Okay, and there we go. Let's start off with the ocean. So with the water cycle, we begin with a body of water, a lake or an ocean, and then the water is like a decent temperature, whereas then the sun starts to heat it up, okay? Starts to heat up, and then let's draw an arrow to the next stage. Okay, that's the next stage, where the sun heats up the water, and when it heats up the water, water vapor goes into the air. So first, the water that we started with was a liquid, but the sun heats it up where it becomes a gas, and these lines I drew are they are the water rising as a gas. We cannot see it with the naked eye. It's like steam, such as if you ever seen your mom cook something in a pot and you see little, it looks like smoke coming out of it. It's not out of a pot. It's not necessary. If they boil water, it's not necessarily smoke. It's steam that you can see. So it's steam, but the water vapor right here you can't usually see when it goes up into the air. And that stage is called evaporation. Evaporation, right? Okay, and let me change the color of the text so it stands out more. Okay, and let me adjust it so I can put it over this step so you guys know what step it is. Alright, and let me just move this. Perfect. Okay, and now is on to the next step. Let me draw an arrow to it. The next step. So when the water vapor goes up to the sky, it starts getting more cold. And when that happens, the water droplets form clouds. So let me draw this cloud for you guys. Here we go. It's a really lumpy cloud, okay? So in there, that's when the water vapor gets colder up in the atmosphere and turns into clouds that bunch up together, and there are little water droplets in there, and that is called condensation. Condensation. Now let me just adjust it again for you guys. Okay. So it can fit in the cloud, so you guys know that when the water, this is the step where the water vapor turns into water droplets and clouds, and they form. Alright, so condensation. Alright, let me just adjust it a little bit more so it can fit better. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Now the water droplets in this cloud start to collect more and more. The cloud becomes heavier and darker because so much water droplets are in there. So let's draw a darker gray cloud because that's when the water collects and it gets lower. Okay, am I leaving enough space for the next word? And then it even starts to rain. The water droplets begin to fall out of the cloud because it gets so heavy. All right, and that is called precipitation. Precipitation. Okay, and that's just rain. Oh, so yeah. Now let me adjust it so you guys can tell what stage of the water cycle this is. Let me adjust it some more. And there you go, precipitation. All right, and then when it starts to rain on mountains and run downstream and through rivers and streams, and they collect in bodies of water, such as oceans and waters. Oceans and lakes, and that is called collection. Collection. Okay. Let me adjust it again. Collection. Okay. And it collects in the ocean or lake, like I said, and then the process starts all over again. Okay. And it goes, the sun makes it very hot, the water hot again. It turns into a gas, which then becomes it gets colder and becomes water droplets that are in the sky forming clouds. And then once it fills up and gets so heavy, the clouds get darker and come lower to the ground and starts to rain because the water droplets are so heavy they start to fall back into the oceans and rivers and lakes, and it collects and then it starts again. So yeah, this is the water cycle. If you have any questions, we can discuss them in class. So make sure to write them down. So let's go over one more time what these words mean. So evaporation is when the liquid water gets very hot and turns into a gas and goes up into the air, right? And they go through condensation where they get cold again and form clouds. And once they start collecting so much, they start to get closer to the ground with the clouds, and it starts to rain. And raining is precipitation, right? And it's a liquid again. They're water droplets, and then that liquid collects in lakes and rivers. So collection. So yeah, hopefully you guys got a great understanding out of this. Remember, if you have any questions, be sure to write them down to share in class, to discuss them with others. So yeah, thank you so much, and I can't wait to see what you have learned.